So what is up, guys? I just wanted to do a quick talk about the SOS. I guess it would be Valuetainment, the other channel on Valuetainment. Now, I don't know really why I expected anything differently. The guy who runs the channel is just a classic liberal who also likes money and definitely sees money to be made in the conservative and red pill slash manosphere movement. But this particular episode had Nick Fuentes on, and right off the bat, I want to say that I don't want to completely shit on them because I think on a certain level it's cool that they had Nick on. And that's all well and good. So there you go. But folks, the bottom line is our society and the freedom of speech has gone so low where we are simply just, I guess, accepting in a very lethargic manner of any channel having someone who is slightly edgy on to say slightly edgy things. More than that, if you look at Nick Fuentes in general, 90% of most people's emotions and initial thoughts on him are pretty much what they get from the media. It's their NPC programming. It's their matrix programming. And so it never ceases to amaze me how initially volatile people are towards Nick when an interview or conversation first begins. They are extremely fucking emotional right off the bat. And the bottom line is, America as a whole has just become a very self-conscious, feminine, pussy-ass country. It is filled with people who care far more about people's views on them and words that they say around them than actual action and legitimate things that you see out in the community. We're talking people getting more upset about words that come out of somebody's mouths as opposed to full-blown riots in places like New York City or Portland and areas like that. So it's just terrible. And that is why while I don't agree with Nick I don't agree with anybody on 100% of things, I think he is as important to the future of America as Donald Trump in a lot of ways, because you will not be able to get Donald Trump or something like Donald Trump on a consistent basis until you get rid of this pussification of America. And until that is done, you're going to continue to have riots in the street in which people don't give a fuck about, but they care far more about words, measly words that somebody says. So that is why, no matter what, I will always root for somebody like Nick Fuentes, because he pushes the envelope. He pushes the lines. And you need somebody like that. And if you think back to 2016 and you look at all of the figures that existed back then that pushed the envelope, and you look at where they're at now, and they're all fucking gone. They're all fucking gone, silenced, and fucking censored. Gavin McInnes, gone and censored. Milo Yiannopoulos, while he has definitely come out to be, you know, decently a decently a slimeball, or let me rephrase that, he has come out to be, at least in my viewpoint, much more of a slimeball than I initially thought. He definitely pushed the envelope of what was accepted as far as speech and ideas. And I'm always a proponent of that. And all of them are fucking gone. Tucker Carlson, who I would not consider some like extreme person, even he was canceled by Fox News. So it just, they're all fucking gone. And that, my friends, my fellow kings, is the perfect encapsulation of how America, rather the West, because this is not just an issue that exists in America, it's something that exists in the West as a whole, because if you look at England and other countries where individuals have pushed the envelope where speech is concerned, they have been silenced as well. The one guy who spent time in prison, I'm blanking on his name at the moment, English guy who definitely had a lot to say about Islam. I'm blanking on what his name is, but, Andrew Tate, fucking silenced, imprisoned, Alex Jones, no matter how you feel about him. I mean, folks, it's simply too many people to just write it off as, well, because if you were to listen to the left on this, what they would say is, well, Alex Jones shouldn't have said this, and he was not correct about Sandy Hook. Okay, well, what about this person? What about this person? What about this person? Is it simply that all of them just happen to have one argument that was just fucking so crazy to where they're all silenced? That's a big coincidence. And why is it all from the same direction when it comes to political ideals? So it is incredible. So, this is not going to end anytime soon, and I wasn't really planning on having a discussion. That's kind of why I go freestyle when it comes to this stuff, because I never know exactly where the conversation is going to lead me. And I was not expecting to go in the direction of pointing out all of these figures that have been silenced and, shut down. But it really, really is remarkable, guys. It's absolutely incredible. So, but bringing this back to Nick Fuentes, I'm a little out of breath because I just walked into one of my rooms, but got into my house. But bringing this back to Nick Fuentes, I'm watching one of his interviews on Valuetainment, and it's just absolutely insane seeing some of these people's responses and how triggered and volatile they are, while simultaneously saying that they're conservative and that they actually respect Nick and actually agree with him on 90% of the stuff. I mean, we're talking volatility that leftists have towards Nick, the same level of volatility. And if conservatives, even if they're neocons, get that triggered as well, we're in a lot of trouble, folks. We are in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to pull up which one it is. It's the most recent one. It's on the SOS here. I'll get it pulled up. So it's the one from about 4 days ago. I'll see if I can get it pulled up here. My iPad, maybe you guys can see that. So it's about from 4 days ago. And, you should really see how triggered. I mean, one guy literally could not help himself but ask about the most NPC thing when it comes to Nick's associate. And association is too strong of a word, but just like happened to be around a certain individual who recently got into trouble for some not so good things, which is something sadly that exists all across politics. I would say more so on the left side of things, but anytime you're dealing with the elite, you're going to have some of these And it's certainly not right. It's absolutely wrong. It's disgusting. It's immoral, and it's it's debauchery. But you shouldn't be surprised when you see this, and you should call it out accordingly. But since when has it been guilty by association, by merely being in the same room? The only time to me that you can judge somebody when it comes to that is what do they do as soon as they find out about said actions and bad behavior? How do they proceed? So, that's that. But I was just very interested and I wanted to chat about it. I would definitely check out the interview. It's a shitty interview. It's a tad step above what I would expect from Fox News. But if you like Nick, I think it's worth checking out. All the comment section is in full support of Nick Fuentes, and I think that that's very telling. And I'll give you guys an example. One more thing, you're seeing from conservatives him saying that he thinks Nick's a homosexual because he's a virgin and hasn't had sex out of wedlock. And it's like, man, if we're hearing that from so-called conservatives, we're in trouble, folks. But again, I tell you guys this all the fucking time. There are many people that exist in the conservative realm that are not really conservative. They are a tad above liberalism and liberals or modern day liberals, but they are certainly not conservative. So anyways, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, support a fellow king out. DBAP, don't be a pussy with all facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. And Christ is king. Love you, king. See you guys next time. Peace.